Hey guys, LordOfPondtail here with another video for Rise of Empires Ice and Fire. Today in this video, it's the fourth in my series of videos about Eden, the Reign of Chaos season, so Eden X Rising. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the Eden map in a bit more detail and explaining kind of the movements and what your aims are going to want to be as an alliance. We're going to talk about, for instance, in our season, how the season has developed so far. We've got two and a bit weeks left, and just kind of important factors to consider and some of the fighting mechanics as well. For those of you that haven't seen any of my videos on Eden, I have already covered the first week, what you're going to want to do in your alliance in the sign-up week. I also did a video for day one. And a video for a couple of days into the game, and I've done a video about taking gates. So if you haven't seen anything about Eden already and you're interested, do have a look down my video list on the channel. There are a few videos that I've already done about the basics, so I won't be covering the basics in this one. So let's have a look, zoom out into the Eden map. So first off, again, just a reminder that for Eden, you are not taking part in the Reign of Chaos season in your own states as you are in seasons 1 to 4 of Reign of Chaos. Your alliance centers and your buildings, resource buildings, will be back in your state, but they are safe there. There's no kind of a combat mechanic which involves them in Eden. Eden takes place on this completely separate map, as you can see here. And the game will matchmake alliances from your group of states. So for us, we're states 41 to 56, I believe. And if you look on the map, you will see that all of these different elements, compared to the previous video, they're now all different colours. And each colour represents a different guild. What's kind of happened in our season is that there were 5 larger alliances, pretty much the powerhouses from our group of states. It's no real surprise. For instance, like Immortals from State 47, Tar from State 46. We've got, who else have we got? We've got Rock from State 50, and we also have the alliances from State 54 that all merged together, and I'm probably missing someone else as well, but never mind. So what they've basically did is, they've kind of monopolised the map per se, and they've also gone up against another alliance which unfortunately for them it's from my original state, State 53. Sav, they have kind of been cornered by the other group of 5, T52, which is a collaboration of states from State 52. Sorry, a collaboration of alliances from State 52. That was the other large guild. And a lot of this season has been basically those top 5 splitting the spoils on the map, and also then fighting against Sav and a couple of Sav's allies and cornering them on the map so that they're restricted by what they can take. So what I would like to emphasize here is before you go into Eden, it's important that you do play respectfully and get to know and build bridges with other alliances in your group of states. Because if you are a bit tyrannical or if you're abusive or rude to other players, when you get to Eden, it's going to come back to hurt you, come back to haunt you. Because people will just, as I say, all the other states will collaborate together and kind of push you to one side. It's made for an interesting season, that dynamic, and for us in Undisputed, we haven't joined any of the big guilds. We're still in our own guild with players from our alliance in 55, and we've taken a couple of towns and a few gates, which is probably the maximum that we're going to expect, to be honest, because we're not a powerhouse group we're not a powerhouse alliance from our group of states. So that is something for you guys to consider, is who you ally with in Eden is going to have a massive impact on how your season progresses, because this map is active 24/7, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for the season. You can move in this. You can move around the map. You can have battles. You can take tiles. It's not like Reign of Chaos, where you just have those set battles on Tuesday, Thursdays, and Sundays at either, and you have those set truce times of those 8-hour periods in the game. No, Eden is 24/7, and I would say a key element of your thinking before you start your Eden season is looking at what kind of coverage you have in terms of the time zones for your alliance or the players that are going to make up your guild once you get onto Eden. Because if you are, for instance, 60 or 70 players all from the same continent or even the same country, that could potentially be an inhibitor for how you perform in Eden if people are able to take your territory, or you just don't have any presence on the map at certain points over the day. So those are like some key considerations for you. I just want to reiterate is building a network with other alliances in your group of states, and thinking about having coverage 24 hours a day so that people can come into Eden and contribute towards your guild's progression within the season. Going back to where we are. So what are the aims of the season? So compared to Reign of Chaos seasons, you would click onto the Reign of Chaos screen and you would have the list of alliances and their scores for the season so far. And obviously on Tuesdays, Thursdays and Sundays, you would have your Reign of Chaos Wars, where you could try and select a alliance that you wanted to go up against, and you had that range of 8 states that you would be opposing. And if you won the battle, then you would take 20% of those states' points. And obviously that would collate through the season. Plus, if your members were taking tiles, etc., donating stone, all of those points would contribute towards your alliance's total for the season. In Eden, your points contribution does not have the same effect on your guild score. Yes, you do have to still get up to 10,000 points to benefit from the rewards, from the season rewards. But what your season rewards are based on literally what happens at the end of the season on that last, what your score, what your occupation value of your guild is as the season ends and it goes over to tally. So as you can see, the top reward, control reward 1, is an occupation value of 1,500. Then it drops to 1,000, 600, 400, 200, 100, and the last reward is 30 or lower. And for that, you're not going to get an amazing amount. You're going to get like one selection ticket for an X-Hero, and you're going to get 2 Elite Recruitment 5 tickets that will guarantee you 2 Orange Heroes. Now, one key difference that has been added into the rewards this week, which the developers forgot to do, well, two key things actually. So first off is these Honor Coins, which you can use to exchange for items in the Honor Shop. And I have done a video about what items you can get in the Honor Shop, so I won't bother repeating that here. And you're also going to get gems and resources as you would in normal rewards from Reign of Chaos. Now, as we look down the different levels, now usually in Reign of Chaos rewards, you would have a maximum of 100 rewards. You would have your Alliance Leader rewards. Then you would have contribution rewards, which would only be for 9 players, and then you would have 90 kind of member rewards, standard rewards. In Eden, for the guilds, there are 4 different levels and a total of 200 rewards, because you can actually have a maximum of 200 players in your guild in Eden. but you only start off with 100 points, 100 places, sorry. So you will have the Guildmaster reward. Then you get core rewards, which are basically similar to the contribution rewards in Reign of Chaos, but you get 19 of these. After that, you get powerhouse rewards. So you'll get 90 of those, and then you get member rewards, the lowest level, where you get 90 of those as well. And if you notice, if you were in a guild that literally is right at the bottom, then you're not getting any guaranteed X heroes. And in general, it's going to be really difficult to get good rewards from Eden seasons, and I'll show you why. So obviously this base reward, you only need an occupation value of 30, then it rises to 100, 200, 400, 600, 1000, and the top level, which is 1500. And basically only one guild is going to be able to obtain this. So how do you get your occupation value? Well, each different element on this map, so if we zoom out, each different element that you can see on the map is going to give you occupation value, whether it is a gate, so these small icons here, and there are dozens of gates, as you can see, across the map. Towns, which are the smaller icons here, which there are a couple of dozen on the map. One in each sector, as you can see. And then you have capitals. So as you can see, there's these are kind of split across the map, and then you have one in each section around the center. And then you've got the ancient ruins right in the middle here, just the one ancient ruin. So only one guild is going to be able to be occupying the ancient ruins at the end of the season, and that's going to give you a lot of points. So let's have a look at what gives how many points. So if we just go, so gates, as I say, there's dozens of these, and if we view, a gate will give you an occupation value of 5, and you have to be in possession of the gate at the end of the season. And gates can be, all of these items they only have 24-hour protections where you are guaranteed to be in control of the gate. So you must remember that. The last couple of days of Eden are going to be really frantic, where people are taking different elements on the map to increase their occupation values. So gates give the lowest at 5. And now if we go on, and gates you're going to need, as I've said before in other videos, you're going to need 2,700 loyalty to take a gate. Next on from that is a town. So this is one of our towns that Undisputed have. And if we view this, it's going to give you an occupation value of 30. So each of these little towns, and as I say, there are quite a couple of dozen on the map, they will give you an occupation value of 30. Chaos, and then there are other buffs as well when you take either a town, a capital, or the ancient ruins. So for a town, it will increase your chaos resource production by 2%. Each town will increase it by 2%, and your occupant marching speed towards the city range will be 50%. So if you're, and what they mean by city range is this white line, this white zone around the town or a capital, that is the zone. Okay, so if you were if someone was attacking here and you were marching your troops to a tile in this zone, then they're going to march quicker. After a town, as I said, it's up to a capital. So there's only around 13 or 14 of these on the map. How much is a capital going to give? Well, a capital will give you an occupation value of 100. It'll also give chaos resource production bonus of plus 5%. And this is the interesting part. It will increase your guild member cap by 10 people. So if your guild takes a capital, you'll get an increase of 10 people allowed in the guild. And as you see, it shows here, it's permanent. So if you took a capital say if you had a either you're taking enemy capitals, or you as what's happened in our season where the top 5 guilds have kind of collaborated together, they are swapping capitals so that each guild can increase their member cap, because once you take a capital, if you just keep swapping it back, it's going to add 10 each time. So that is a capital, and if you notice here, you're going to need 5,600 loyalty to take a capital, and for the town, what we just saw, it's 4,800 loyalty. And lastly, the ancient ruin in the middle of the map, and this has an occupation value of 400. So if you look at all those other values to get to that, for instance, even if you took every capital on the map, but you didn't have anything else per se, you would not get the top rewards if a different guild has taken the ancient temple, which has this occupation value of 400. So really, only one guild will get those top rewards that we showed. It'll also give you an 8% bonus on your chaos production, and again, it's the 50% marching speed towards the city range. You'll need 8,000 loyalty to take the ancient temple, and it has a huge guard power, and also 1 million fortification value. So you're going to need a very strong guild to be able to take this, because you have to reduce 1 million, the 1 million fortification value in 30 minutes before the resident guardian respawns again, and you have to kill it again. So it's going to be a tall order to have to get that, to take the ancient ruin. So those are how you are going to, those are the kind of elements which are going to give you the scores for your guild in the game. Now let's just have a quick chat about guilds as well, in terms of how they differ from an alliance. So if we click onto the Reign of Chaos screen and we click guild, it will give you this screen. It will give you the number of people in the guild and the current cap. It will give you the total power, total occupation, total cities that you have. So we have, we're actually swapping our towns at the moment, so another alliance is taking it. But usually we have a total occupation value of 100, so we get the second level of rewards. On the left here, you've got guild contribution. This is an interesting element, so you can, as its explanation, occupying lands or contributing resources to gain guild XP helps the guild level up. Guild membership limit is based on guild level. The higher the guild level, the higher the limit. Contributing resources will reward contribution points, which will be converted into season contributions at a certain rate. Resources cannot be returned after contributing. So if we look into our honor structures, so you'll see that it's this one here, the material that is produced. Let's just go into items actually. Have I got any? Yeah. So if you donate military supplies into this guild contribution, so the military supplies, so if you donate here, so for instance I've got 540,000, you can just scroll along. Now you can donate whatever you're going to. So if I just donated 20k or close to it, that'll do. So when you donate that, you'll see your XP increases, but I'm not sure. I think there might be a glitch in the game in terms of what maybe the update that I've got here, because it's not showing how you get to level 1, and if you click on info, it doesn't give any information, which is a bit weird. But that looks like a way that you can increase your guild level and therefore the membership limit, along with taking the capitals and getting the extra 10 that way. When you click on guild details, it will tell you your occupation status, so whether you have checkpoints, towns, the capital or the ancient temple, and it will show you the bonuses you're getting. You have a membership screen similar to an alliance, and you have the 5 different rankings. So you'll have your guild master. You only have 2 R4s, 2 R3s, and then everyone else has to be ranked 2 or 1. And then you'll see your membership contribution. So it like on a normal Reign of Chaos, it will give a weekly contribution and it will give the total contribution. Remember, scores in Eden are not so critical to your alliance, because you're not tallying points from taking. You're not getting points contributed from taking tiles, etc. This is just for your own personal score once you hit 10,000. And in terms of how the guild are going to distribute those additional rewards for those 19 people that have contributed the most, you know, some guilds do it just purely on the contribution value. Others do it on how much you've contributed in other ways, whether that is like making tile paths or taking part in big battles and having big losses. So that would be up for your individual guild to make that decision. But you do need to get to 10,000 points. And I've been very busy in real life during this season, so I'm lagging behind. But I will get my 10,000 before the end of the season. And if you look at the bottom here, that what I was just doing, the guild contribution experience, so I've contributed 62,000. So for every 1,000 you contribute, for every 10,000 materials you contribute, you get 1 point, which is not a lot. As you can see at the top here, the season points, that's from taking tiles. Ancient battlefield demolition is from destroying. For me, in terms that is when you attack a gate, a town, a capital, or the ancient ruin, and your alliance takes it. And ancient battlefield feat, that is any battles you're having against opponents. That's when you're attacking other alliances, either their castles or troops on a tile. But I'm going to talk about combat mechanics in my next video. You can mail everyone in the guild as you would previously. You can also leave the guild, of course, if you want to change. And you will have guild chat. So when you're in Eden, obviously before you would have province and alliance, you will also have guild chat. The reason you have guild chat is because you can have players from multiple alliances from different states all in the same guild. So that is another thing for you to think about in terms of your strategy of maybe you only have 50 active players in your alliance, or 50 players that are going to be willing to actively take part in Eden and be able to get to 10,000 points for the rewards. Maybe some people just can't commit to that level of playing in the game for the season. So an option you could do is actually team up with another guild who has a similar level of active players. You can start the season. One of the Alliance R5 sets up a guild, and then you all of the players from the 2 alliances can join the guild at the start of the season, and then you collaborate together to hopefully get better rewards in the season. So those are kind of like the key elements for guilds, and also how you acquire the occupation value points, which is what's going to get you your rewards. So I hope you found this video helpful, guys. There is quite a bit to cover in Eden that is different to a standard Reign of Chaos season, and I will be covering the combat mechanics in my next video. I hope you found this video helpful and informative. Please don't forget to subscribe, ring that bell, like, and of course share my channel in your in-game and on your socials. And if you have any comments relating to the content of this video, please pop it in the comments section below, and I'll be happy to come back to you as soon as I can. Thank you very much for watching as always, and I will see you soon.